I don't know if any of you guys purchased a Jasminer in the last 2 years, but going back pre-merge, they were actually pretty decent. They were actually kings of efficiency. They had a boatload of horsepower and hash rate behind them for very little watts. But now that Ethereum Classic has been overrun with ASICs, what do you do with these things as we get to the end of 2022? What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, I have two Jasminers. One, which is the 𝐓𝐴. It's that crazy, whining, mosquito-y sounding one. That's at least what Ravencoin Mining calls it. And then we have the other one, which is the complete opposite, which is the Jasminer 𝐓𝐴. That thing's awesome. Super quiet. Ton of hash power behind it. I think it's like 1 gigahash at like 400 plus watts or something stupid on Ethereum Classic. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not running the 𝐓𝐴, but I am currently running my Jasminer 𝐓𝐴. But we're not getting paid out in Ethereum Classic. And let's talk about it some more. So I did a video back in October when I actually received my Jasminer 𝐓𝐴, and the thing's awesome. It's like almost like a desktop computer shape, but does have the handles on it, and it is the complete opposite of my 𝐓𝐴. The 𝐓𝐴 is that like real skinny one that's been out for a few years now, about 2 years or so, but that is like super whiny. This one is super quiet, and it's actually a real blessing, because what I did was I took my Jasminer 𝐓𝐴 and I couldn't run it really anymore at my house. I decided I wanted to work with some other relatives that were willing to host some of my miners for me that were super efficient, like this one. So I actually took that unit and put it at my parents' house, and they were eager to have it. I put it in the basement. It was a little cooler down there, helped to warm it up a little bit, and it's quiet. So it's not like a traditional ASIC where it's loud and whiny and everything like that. And I put this unit in their basement. They have around 12 cents for their electric, but they weren't concerned. It was just like this one little unit. It uses just over 400 watts. And so I've been mining it there. Now I've been mining Ethereum Classic with it, but I haven't been getting paid out in Ethereum Classic. And I'll kind of show you guys some more details as to what's going on. Okay, so I got my 2 units from the team over at 𝐔𝐬𝐞𝐝 Mining, and I wanted to show that real quick and some of the stats on this unit if you're curious. So over on 𝐔𝐬𝐞𝐝 Mining's website, we'll go to Jasminer, we'll go to 𝐓𝐴, and then here you can see it does over a gigahash, which is awesome on Ethereum Classic. You can see it's right around 370. I imagine at the wall you're 400, a little plus there, but that definitely gives you some ideas on that when it comes down to your watts. As you scroll down, it's marketed just as ETC hash anymore because you're not really mining Ethereum on it. And it does, the memory on it is 5 gigabytes. So it's lower, and you still have several years that you can mine Ethereum Classic. I think it's, don't quote me, but I think it's 2028 that you can mine this till then, and who knows where we'll be till then at that point. So that's the unit. If you guys are interested, this is what we're going to be talking about today. So if I looked at right now, what you can make if you mine Ethereum Classic and get paid out in Ethereum Classic, I'm going to show that to you real quick. And then that'll help you guys understand my decision to stack a different coin from the payout perspective. I'll show you guys what I've been mining with these, because the real question is like, what do you do with these things now, right? So if I go over to what to mine, let's go ahead and put in the metrics here. This says, it said 370 plus or minus like 10%. I'm going to put it at 400 just as an idea. And for cost, I'm going to do, I'm trying to think. Let's do 15 cents. I feel like that's more of an average right now. Like maybe I'm wrong. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your electric usage is. But I'm going to say 15 cents for right now. And we'll hit calculate in here. So it's making about 80 cents a day if I'm mining Ethereum Classic and then getting paid out in Ethereum Classic. Now, that's keeping in mind your cost of $1.51. Now, I'm not incurring that because my parents are handling that, covering that. They don't mind at all. So it's really $2.32. So we're going to base it off of revenue for right now. Because in my next example, I show you guys what I'm mining. It's really based off of the revenue side. But when you're doing the math, if you're doing this at home, you need to take your revenue, which is what you mine, minus your cost, which is your electric cost. And that'll go ahead and give you your profits, what are kind of left over. So what have I been mining with this unit? So I've been mining Ethereum Classic, but I've been using third-party websites, tools, stratums to then exchange it and get paid out in something different. And the reason is because this unit's a beast. I mean, it's a gigahash. I mean, I remember like, man, when I first started mining, granted about over 2 years ago now, a gigahash was a lot, especially on like Ethereum or other things like that. So let's take a look. So I've been mining using Unminable, and you can mine right to, with your Jasminer, mine right to Unminable, and then you can get paid out in something different. And I've been getting paid out in Ravencoin, at least till today. And let me show you guys exactly what we have going on, because I'm going to pivot and change things up. I'll tell you about that at the end of the video. But I've been mining, getting paid out in Ravencoin. And so if you guys are unfamiliar with Unminable, it's a really easy site to use. I just did a video on setting all of my IPollos on Unminable. If you're interested, I'll put a link in the upper corner as well as down below. It's like a step-by-step guide that'll help you learn with Unminable. But when you're looking with Unminable, you can do all different miners, as you guys can see, or even script miners. But with ETC hash, I have this unit going here. You can see my hash rate is almost a gigahash. It's 999. In addition to that, let's take a look at my payouts. How much Ravencoin am I making per day? So under payouts, you can see we have 94, 102, 90, 108, 103. Look, these are per day. Every day I'm getting a payout, and it's close to 100. Some significantly over, some a decent amount under, but I've been doing it for quite a decent amount of time now, which is in here. So based off of this, I'm just going to say an average of about 100. Hopefully you guys are good with that. We're not going to go ahead and export everything and then average it out. We're just going to say about 100 based off of what we're seeing here. So we're making about 100 Ravencoin per day. So if you keep that in mind, if I come up here to CoinGecko, Ravencoin's not looking great. It has not done well since that happening back in January, last January. But I decided, like, I had cashed out a lot of Ravencoin a while ago. And so I was like, let's kind of build that bag back up. I mean, I'm making 100 Ravencoin per day. So, we're kind of building that bag. That's all this is, speculation. I'm not as concerned about profitability, but I'm going to show you guys, as I know that's what drives a lot of people. So if I come down here and do 100 Ravencoin per day, it's making about $1.96 per day. Now there is a small fee with Unminable for that exchange and everything, versus, what we're seeing. This is an average, and this one's only built by today, at $2.32. But, we're saying about $1.96 per Ravencoin per day. And that's not bad, right? It's not terrible. I mean, I'm not paying electric for it, so we're just building bags. And I really like Unminable right now during the bear market. I talked about this in my IPollo video because it's like, man, you can take a workhorse like this that mines at a gigahash level and just go ahead and put it on these different coins. I mean, mine's been on Ravencoin for quite a few weeks now. It's been doing great. I haven't had to touch it once. It just works. That's the nice thing about some of these Jasminers. You just set them and forget them. So my next thought now is like, okay, we've gotten some Ravencoin there. What do I want to pivot to? And I've been interested in moving some of these efficient miners over to Bitcoin. Like just stacking that bag as little as it's going to be. I mean, $1 some a day or $2 a day or $2.50 a day. It's still something, like it's still something within Bitcoin. But I know where a lot of people's mind come in, where they're like, well, the most money to be made is in these altcoins, because if they go up like double, triple, quadruple, they're doing crazy. Whereas Bitcoin, if you get back to your all-time high, what does that do? But I've been thinking about Bitcoin, and I'd like to know from you guys, what do you guys think I should put this on? Dogecoin? If I put it on Flux, which you can do these on Flux, the only difference is you're exchanging it, so you're not getting paid out the parallel assets. What do you guys think I should put on this? I mean, there's so many coins out there. I've thought about XRP with everything going on with XRP right now, like just build that bag. I did look at, I've talked about in the past on Mineable and NiceHash, and I have thought about swapping over to 2 miners. So 2 miners on almost, I think all of their pools now offer the conversion. So like you can mine X Ethereum Classic, and then you just put in your Bitcoin address for the actual address, and it identifies it as Bitcoin and then pays you out Bitcoin automatically. I've thought about doing this as well on the 2Miner side. I don't know if you guys have tried this, if you've thought about this as well, but I've thought about doing this with things like my IPollos or with my Jasminer. It really just comes down to like, where am I making the most, you know, with, I know it's so small, but like, where am I making the most, especially with fees? You know, the thing is with unminable, I think I'm at 0.75. Yeah, 0.75 mining fee. So it's like, all right, you know, kind of take a look at these things. I might do some testing actually on different ones to kind of see like which one works out for me. But the big question remains, is like, what do you do with these Jasminers now, or these IPollos, or these other units out there that are like crazy efficient, so your watts are low, but are to do a pretty good, I mean, this was a gigahash on your horsepower there. And, you know, I've been kind of strategically, like I think this weekend I'm going to be taking my IPollos and bringing them to another family member's house and running them there. They're willing to run them for me. And I'm like, yeah, thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. But like, and just keeping them there and just running them on something like unminable or nice hash or something, just stacking, just stack. It's kind of my goal. But I'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys had like this Jasminer, gigahash on Ethereum Classic, what would you do with it? Leave a comment down below. Would you mine just Ethereum Classic, get paid out in Ethereum Classic? Would you mine one of these other coins with, you know, or sorry, mine Ethereum Classic, but then get paid out in some of these other coins with unminable? Like, what is your recommendations? What do you guys think here? Especially if electric is not an obstacle, which it isn't right now with using these in where I'm putting them. So give me your feedback. Let me know what you guys would recommend. All right, guys. Well, this was just a fun talking head video, just kind of spitballing some ideas, putting it out there. But I do want to hear from you guys. I want your input. So leave a comment down below. Let me know. This is very much conversational. I think it's especially going to take into mind like my strategy going into January. And I'll talk about it. I'm actually going to do another 2023 what's my mining strategy right now. I did that when we first got into 2022, and a lot of you guys liked that video, so I think I'm going to do that again here coming up in the next few weeks and just give my opinion on what I'm doing, where my aim's at, my strategy at the current moment, things like that. But guys, that's it for today. I'm going to leave links down below to everything if you want like a guide on setting up unminable on some of these, or a nice hash on some of these devices and such. I'll give you a link to the 2Miner website that has like this article on the conversion stuff. Yeah, really just a talking head video, but it's been a blast. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Finally, don't forget to subscribe. Take care.